Alright, what's up everyone? Fritz here again with another episode, and today I'm going to be doing another bot tutorial. I will be talking about Valor. I've been meaning to do this for quite some time, so just going to go over the bot. I'll just talk for a second and just go over kind of my thoughts on it, where it currently stands, kind of what it's good at, what it is, and yet why or how you would go about utilizing the best, and kind of what makes it unique. So just starting off, right, it's a very good AIO bot, so it's going to cover foot sites, easy supply, FNL, Shopify, just in general does an outstanding job on all sites just across the board. Now, some of those kind of move up and down depending on the drop, but just overall, this bot is outstanding. It is routinely in the top, 1 to 2 in most sites. So with Yeezy Supply, I would argue it's the best. If you watch my last video that's on Yeezy Supply, I've got it ranked #1. Trickle of that, what bot lately, but it's going to be in the top 3 at all times. I think it's the best. FNL, I don't know that there's much debate on that really. I think it's the best. Foot sites, I'm not going to say it's the best, but it's routinely top 3, and they're not as big of a focus right now as, Yeezy Supply, Shopify, and then Shopify, it's been doing really well lately. So that's top 3 there and only improving. So, just across the board, just outstanding on all of those sites. So it's really, some could argue that Wrath is better overall because it has more sites, but I don't, for me, I'm mostly addressing people who are going after sneakers. So, this is the best AIO bot in my opinion. Okay, how? Now, what is so great about this bot? A couple things. First, it gives you 2 instances, so pretty much all top tier bots at this point offer that option, but this does allow you to get 2 instances, and it also allows you to kind of force multiply that by getting several more to scale up your setup before big drops. So it allows you to scale it up and run a lot more tasks. It can run about 1,000 to 1.5K tasks pretty much for across the board Yeezy Supply, foot sites. I don't really push it past 1,000 Yeezy Supply, but it can handle that. And then the big thing that I would just mention is, I'm going to talk about Captchas now. With foot sites recently, it's definitely best to use AYCD AutoSolve. So that's kind of across the board right now. Sigma, I use Cat Monster, but across the board, that is pretty much the best option for dealing with Captchas right now. But on Yeezy Supply, certain bots work really well in bot, certain work well with AYCD. And with that, that can take up a lot of resources. If you are running a bot, like say, what bot, the thing works really well. But if I run 2K tasks on there, I'm going to want to run like 10 Gmails. It's a good amount of Gmails. Same thing with Wrath. I've typically run like 8 Gmails when I run 1,000 tasks on there. You can also run on AYCD, but again, they're going to need several Gmails. Valor, if you've got one good Gmail, that's all you need for one instance. So that is amazing, right? That saves you a lot of resources, saves you a lot of headache kind of, as long as you get that Gmail down, get it in there, get it running right, it's going to be successful for you. So it's really good on that end, right? It's a great bot that you can get a bunch of instances for. It does well on every site. And then again, it's really not resource intensive on the sites that can be tough with that. So it is a great investment. I've had this for over half a year and absolutely love this bot. Favorite bot. I regularly run multiple instances. Can't say enough about this. If you've watched my videos, you probably know that already. But I think right now it is sitting at, let me just double check while I'm making this that I don't spew some nonsense. Let me see what it's sitting at right now. It is sitting at Valor. What we got? About 2K? Yeah, about 2K. Again, I've mentioned this in videos. I think bot prices are going up a little bit, but I still think they're pretty reasonable for what they do. If you get this and you know how to run Yeezy Supply and you have the resources, that's a really reasonable price. When these bots were 7K or so last year, like even if you know what you're doing, that's still a really big investment, and a lot can change, sites can change. I know like people never think this, but like 5 years ago they would have said cyber's never gonna disappear, but just something to consider. But I would really highly recommend investing in this bot. I really, 2K, the decent bots, like mid-tier bots, are like $600-700. Like, this is a steal for double that. It is worth way more than the doubling of the money you would put into something like, say, Prism for Yeezy Supply, or like Toru. Like, good bots. I'm really not hating on them. Like, they have their place, but the extra $1,000 or extra $1,200 you'd pay for this is a steal, in my opinion. I would really recommend getting this. I don't know what's going to go on bot prices, but I think they will continue to go back up. I would really, try to get this. If you are in a good cook group like AK Chefs, Notify, Carbon, all of them have group buys for this. I think all of them have it. I see it in them regularly. So I would really try to get in one of those groups if you don't have it, because this thing works really well. Like I said, can't speak highly enough of it. The dev does an outstanding job. I spoke on that when I've done some of the videos that I've done in the past, but he is always updating the bot, continuously is getting modules up to speed quickly. Like I said, with the Shopify module, that's been going on for a couple months now, but done an outstanding job with that. Easy Supply is always on point. Like I said, foot sites, FNL. So like I said, just a quick kind of breakdown here. Now I'm going to go over some of the categories and everything within the bot, but that's just my initial breakdown and my thoughts on, again, just kind of what the bot is, how it works, and why you should be getting a copy, or how to use this if this is your first time. So enjoy, and check out what's on screen. All right, so starting off with the Valor tutorial, I'm going to do what I do pretty much in every video. I'm just going to run down through, or at least on every bot tutorial, I'm just going to run down these real quick, give a quick overview of these, and then I will run back up this way, going over them in more detail. So you've got your dashboard here. Very straightforward. It's going to show you all your checkout. It's going to show you how much you've spent. You can do this a day, all. It's also going to show you any of the upcoming releases right here. That is also a nice feature. So it's got a nice dashboard. You've obviously got your task area right here where you're going to create your tasks. You've got your billing profiles. You've got your proxies. You've got your miscellaneous, so that's going to be your just tools that they have on the side. So they allow gift cards, foot sites, and accounts. Here's where you're going to add your captchas. And here is the general settings tab. So I'll go over all that now in more detail. All right, so just on the settings tab, right, starting off, you've got just your Discord webhooks. I put those in for queue passes. I want to know what's going on. If you uncheck that, it's not going to tell you when you pass queue. So I typically like to get all the information. It can jam up the log hook as you start to progress, but that's a nice feature. So obviously, you're going to need to get your webhooks from your own personal Discord. This isn't something I can give you, but you're going to go in there and you're going to copy and paste, and then you can hit test and it's going to show up whether or not. So that's settings. You have your updates here, so you just click there, no update found, so you're up to date. Valor will let you know. It'll just pop up in the middle usually if there's an update. You click that and you are good to go. This is the import and export setup. So you can basically import and export everything on the bot. So, this bot has 2 instances. Maybe you're setting up a second instance and you want the same setup. You would go here and you can either export, so it would export everything I have, or it would import everything I have from a different bot or a different Valor. So that is a very nice feature. If you're moving bots between servers, that is very nice to be able to quickly set up. I really like that feature. Custom Shopify, this is for any sites that aren't on its Shopify list. So sometimes during a drop, sites will make a custom URL or a custom website that's not their typical site. This is what you would use for that. So if you're any of those Shopify sites, you need a custom Shopify, that would be that. Quick tasks, again, if you are in a Discord group and you see something restock online, you would go into this and you would set up your quick tasks. That's going to basically just be what you want the bot to run when you click within Discord. So for example, let's say I was watching, Kith on the restock monitors. If I saw something within the Discord that I wanted to hit or I wanted to cop, I would hit quick task, and it's going to use whatever settings I have in here and just start tasks. So that's going to allow you to just have a better chance at restocks with this bot on Shopify. And again, Shopify delay editor. So if you are running Shopify, right, you are going to have to use your delays differently. If you're starting 10 minutes out from the drop, you may need a 10K, 15K delay. And then when you get closer to the drop, you may want to drop that down to like 2, 3, 4K. This is where you're going to do that for Shopify. And they do not have that for Footsites or Yeezy Supply. So this is a Shopify only feature. So that's pretty much all you've got for your settings. You've got your license key here, and it also tells you when you need to pay for the renewal. So got a good amount of information right here, and that's about all for the settings. All right, here's our Captcha area. So this is pretty straightforward. All you're going to do basically, you're going to click create solver, and then you've got your couple options here: Shopify, Footsites, JD, or Yeezy Supply. So you're obviously going to pick whichever one you need, and then you would just enter, a proxy, not a real one. Oops, can't type. And you're good to go. Now, to log into the Gmail, you would go to YouTube. It's going to bring up a YouTube window, and then you're just going to log in. All right, you use your info, log in, and then you can just play random YouTube videos. This is what you're going to hit to actually open the harvester. So if I clicked right there, it's going to pop up here, right? It's going to say error proxy connection because that's not a real proxy, but that is what you would do. So I'll shut that down and here. If you select, right, open selected on launch, if I had this checked off and this checked off, when I launch when I launch the bot, it's going to open them. You could have that just ready to roll if you wanted to, quickly get back if you had to restart the bot. Whatever the case may be, that is a nice feature. I don't really use it much, but that is something that you could use if need be. This bot also supports AYCD. So if you wanted to do that, you would come here, and then you're going to put in your API key, your access token, and the site you want to use it for. You need to click enabled too. Now, these are obviously, this is information that you would get from AYCD AutoSolve. This isn't something that I give you or your group gives you. You need to have an account with AYCD. You would go on there and you'd get your access token, you'd get your API key, you would input this, pick the site, enabled, save, and you'll be good to go. This should turn from red to green and say connected. If it's not, I would look at your AYCD AutoSolve. I'm not going to go into that too much detail today, but just make sure that that is connected, and you should see this in green if you want this connected. You don't want this to be green if you're doing in bot. So just make sure you're clear on what you're doing, and this area right here is pretty straightforward for the Captchas. All right, we've got our miscellaneous tab here. We've got a couple nice little features here. First is accounts. This is obviously for any site that you need an account for. So, it might be undefeated. Go here, right? Then go to undefeated, and you're going to put it in just like so. All right, email, password. You'd hit create, and then you'd have accounts here that you could then select for sites that require accounts. So not all sites require them. Most of y'all probably know that, but that's where you would enter that. All right. Gift cards. If you're going to use gift cards, I don't use them much, right? But you would just put them in here. Right? And the same deal. Come here, you put in the card number, card PIN. You don't need to put in the balance, but that's all you would do. And you would upload your cards right here. Okay? Finally, foot site monitor. This is a great feature that this bot has that allows you to basically bot while you are not at your computer, or just to have an edge on other people by having a faster start time once foot sites restock. Now you'd go here, I'll just do video again, and then right here I've got my group, and I'm going to come in here. I'm going to pick the site that I want it to monitor. You could go with any site. The only issue there might be that if you're in the US, it might pick up Foot Locker California, Canada, and then Champs Canada. But I would just run it for Foot Locker, Kids Foot Locker, Champs. And basically all you're going to do then is you're going to input SKUs that you are looking to hit. So you could maybe, within your cook group, my cook group does have a list of SKUs that are recent drops that are profitable. Hopefully you are fortunate enough to have that, or you could just go look them up on your own. You're going to put as many SKUs in as you want here for Foot Locker, and you're going to do the same thing, size, let's just go random. And what happens is, let's say that I put in, all right, if I put in that SKU and it restocks, this is going to start running, and I need to put this in down here, but it's just going to start running whatever I have set up for that SKU. Stop tasks after no checkouts. I'm not talking down to y'all, but that means what it says. If you put in 5 here, right, let's say that this starts running for AB 1, 2, 3, 4, and after 5 minutes you haven't hit. This means that after 5 minutes, after no checkouts, it's going to shut everything down. Now, let's say that you hit start and you hit a pair 2 to 3 minutes in. After that, 5 minutes after that, it should stop that. So it's going to go a 5-minute period after your last hit or no hits, and then it's going to shut them down. That is a good feature to have. You should have that on there. Alert on start. This is basically just going to, alert you in your Discord that these tasks started to run, and this is just going to alert you for the product page. Down here is where you would actually put in, like, your actual tasks. So let's say that I want to use my slash cards, so I'll put those in. Let's say that I want to use my XYZ sub, and I'm not going to use gift cards, no gift cards, and create 12. This is going to run now, just constantly looking for that, and it will launch those tasks when it registers that that SKU is online. So I could make another one for champs, right? And it would just be different for each one. This is an outstanding feature, like I said, just because of the fact that this allows you to either A, get a much faster head start on other people, which is the biggest factor in your success on a restock. And then also just the fact that you don't need to be at your computer. A lot of times these happen at odd hours. We can't always be at our PC. So this is a great feature they have that really helps you hit more pairs and just gives you a big advantage over bots that does not have this feature. All right, proxies. This is very straightforward. Basically, just create a list, put in your proxies, put in as many as you want, hit save. Very straightforward. It's not usually that much going on here with proxies, so very easy to do. That's all you need to do there. Hit save, and I got one there. Outstanding. So again, very straightforward. That's your proxies tab. Profiles. All right, here is, and again, some sites call this billing profiles, some profile groups, whatever the case may be. I would go up here, I'd make a group, and then within that group I come down here and hit add profiles. Ideally, if you're running a big setup, you would hit import. So from here you can import these from AYCD, from Kylan, from Kodai Essentials, wherever you're moving them from. This is where you would hit import, and it'll just pop up right here. Or, if you've only got 1 or 2 profiles, you come in here and you just fill this out with the information you have, right? Billing, payment, all right there. So again, this is a very easy and straightforward section, right? You're literally just putting in your info there or importing it from a third-party app, like I said, like AYCD, Kylan One Click, or Kodai Essentials. All of those should work just fine, but this is where you're going to upload your profiles. All right, here we have our task creation. So this is where you're actually going to create tasks. So let's say that I'm going to make a new group today, and we'll do video. And then I will come down here, and I'm going to go to add tasks. So I would come in here. You have your site here. So depending on whether you want to do Shopify, they've got that now. You've also got all your Foot Locker site or your foot sites up here. You've got JD Sports, Finish Line, Yeezy Supply. So that is what you're getting with this bot, and those are your options. Obviously, depending on the site, this could be different. You're going to need to select the mode, put in the SKU, All right, pick the size, profile group. All right, let's say I want to use Stratus, or we'll just go like this, Riley slash, I think it's 1284. Okay, so we'd go here and you'd hit, and that's created. Again, very straightforward, very easy to do. You can edit all of the tasks if you want. So if I want to go here and go to size 3, I could do that. It'll be size 3. This, you know, again, the old Valor did not have this Valor 1.0, so this is very nice. I remember that being a horror show editing tasks, but now it's very easy. So again, you can just edit everything here, whatever you need to do. You can hit duplicate group. So if I wanted to do a quick duplication, I could have video copy over here, and I could just switch the proxies or the size or whatever the case may be. But again, just a very straightforward area, right? Very straightforward, very easy to use bot. You know, if you watch my video on top bots, you know that, you know, this is my favorite bot right now. I think this is the best bot on the market. You really can make your money back in a drop or two if you know what you're doing and you have good resources. And like I said, there is a second instance, so you could do this on another server, another computer. But this is the top bot on the market right now. Very easy to use. This video wasn't too complicated. So just let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions. But like I said, this was pretty straightforward. And you know, just check back on Saturday, or I guess Sunday. Should have another live cop up from the Yeezy 350 Dazzle Blues. So just check back for that. And until next time, see ya.